Hello, good morning. Today's class is it's a flowy class. I would say it's kind of a strong class. Lots of work in the shoulders, work in the hips, work in the legs. Two blocks, something for your knees because we are going to be spending some time on our knees, and probably some water too. We'll see. And by all means, just do what you can. Don't force yourself to do something that is too strenuous, difficult, causes you pain. So there'll be alternatives, or sometimes you just need just take a rest. So don't need to scare you or anything. It's not that bad. We'll begin standing, and or if you want to sit, you can sit, of course. Let's just ground down through our feet first. Open the toes nice and wide. Find that equal balance of weight on both of your feet. Arms can be down by the side. Tuck at the chin, feel the neck nice and long. Let the belly hang and just come to your breath. So you can breathe in through your nose, let it out through your mouth. Just do whatever feels really good for you right now. But try to let your body kind of stand here in ease. So you feel there's a little bit more weight probably back in your heels. And then you just visualize your leg bones up into your pelvis, into your spine, your shoulder girdle, ribs. Again, we'll tuck the chin, feeling the neck nice and long. And now standing here in ease, relax the face. And some breaths, really feeling the ribs expand, the lungs expand. On the inhale. And just being quiet for a sec. Let's drop the neck or the head, chin to the chest. And we're going to go up towards one shoulder, chin towards one shoulder, down again, and then towards the other shoulder. Inhale up, exhale down. So doing the bottom half of the circle here. Really nice to start with the neck. Especially after getting up in the morning. And now we'll just do the top half of the circle. Very gentle here. You don't really want to be compressing the neck too far back. It's more about reaching the chin up towards the sky. Inhale up, exhale down. Come to center, left ear to left shoulder, tuck the chin, extend the right arm. And take some breaths. Exhale, inhale, down to the other direction. Extend the arm, palm facing up. And one last breath here. And exhale up. And now we're going to do a little arm sequence. So we're going to first reach the arms behind you. So I'm just reaching the arms behind, and then I'm going to raise the arms up. And of course, don't let your ribs come, just bring your arms as far as they go without the ribs coming. And then we're going to come down into this cactus where our shoulder blades kind of come together. And we're moving our arms back in one piece. So you're not bringing the elbows back or the arms back forward, and just very straight arms. Feel the shoulder blades come together and come down. And then come right to the bottom. Flip the palms up so your hands are pointing up towards the ceiling. Close it in and come back to a prayer. So again, we'll do that again. Reach the arms back. Reach the arms up. Cactus arms. Bring the arms all the way down. Flip the palms. And then we're going to do an open and close. Bring the arms in prayer. Take a breath. Exhale, down, back, up, cactus. Flip the palms, elbows into your sides. Open, close, and in prayer. Inhale, exhale, arms back, up, cactus. Elbows into the sides, palms up, open, close, prayer. Take a breath, inhale. One more time, arms back, arms up. Arms in cactus, elbows in, palms up towards the ceiling. Open those hands apart, close them, and come into prayer. Relax the arms, take a breath. Come to the top of your mat, put your weight into the left foot, feel that hip come in, the other hip kind of rises. Lift that leg now up. Take a breath here. You can extend the leg if you want. I'm going to try to slowly step the leg back as slow as you can go, okay? So we're just stepping back, back, back. I'm kind of hinging a bit now to reach the leg all the way back so that you're in this high lunge. So plug in, remember, 2 hips forward, knee over the ankle. You could have a whatever bend in your leg, back leg that you want. I'm going to extend my leg, the back of the thigh coming up towards the ceiling. We're going to go into that arm sequence again. Take a breath here, get comfortable. You can always use something for a bit of support, be close to a wall. And we're going to bring the arms back. Inhale, bring the arms up. Cactus arms. Flip the hands up towards the ceiling, open. Come into prayer. Arms back. Up, inhale, up. Exhale, down. Flip the palms, inhale, open. Exhale, close into prayer. Another time, back, up. Cactus, flip, open, and prayer. One more time. Arms back, up, cactus. Elbows into the side, palms up to the ceiling. Open the palms, and prayer. We're gonna come off, or I think, yes, come off this back leg now. And we're gonna come up like we're coming into warrior 3. So we're gonna push off this leg, try to move slow. So we're pushing off that leg and we can come into this balance. You can stay here. You can try to bring it out as far as you can. My weight is still going back over that front heel. And then we're going to bring the leg forward and come back. This I know could be a challenge. So up, and if you want, you don't have to do this part. And it's nice to have the wall actually in front if you need a little bit of support. And we're coming up, whew, and down. Shake that out, come back to your breath. Weight in the right leg, push down. Bring that left leg up. You can extend the leg if you want. Give the ankle a wiggle. So hinging a bit at the hips here. Reaching back. Coming into this high lunge. Pushing, really pushing down to that front heel. Plugging the leg in. We can start in prayer. Take a breath. Get in your balance. And then we're bringing the arms behind, the same arm sequence, and up, down into cactus. Flip the palms, open the palms. Come into prayer. Inhale, exhale, reach. Inhale up. Really kind of pushing the heel, back heel down towards the floor, helping me become a little more stable. Flip the palms. You can go at your own speed if you want. Arms back. Inhale, arms up. Cactus. Flip the palms, open up, close. Inhale. Down, flip the palms and open. Bring your hands to prayer one more time. Arms back. Let all this torso, this is staying the same. My ribs, no arch in my lower back, just the arms moving here. And in prayer, coming now, bouncing off this back leg. You can come into this warrior three, or honestly, just coming back and up like this is great too. So there's options here. And now we'll come up and we'll bring the leg forward and come back. Bring the leg forward and come back. And the other way, if that's too much, is you stay in this lunge and you come up and back, okay? Up and back. It's another great way to do it. Or you can be like this and bring it forward. Okay. So we will come back down now and shake that off a little bit. Come back to your breath. Notice your heart probably beating a little faster. Relax the face. Take as long as you need to come back to that place of ease. I know I'm breathing very heavily. Trying to talk is a little added challenge there. Okay, so again, left foot, we're coming back into a lunge. Left foot, raise the right, step it back. I'm gonna have a very generous bend in my back knee this time, okay? And what we're gonna do is we're going to just come down, a little down and up, okay? Down and up. So really pushing into that front leg, okay? So pushing down through the heel, feeling the back of your leg turning on. Push, you can feel the contraction happening if you really focus on pushing out of that foot. So if you don't think about that, you'll probably put a bit more weight in the back, like a bit more of the push. You really want to be pushing from the front leg, push. Whew. And push. 2 more here. Now hop off this back leg. You can go into a warrior again if you want, or just come to standing. Give that a shake. Come back to the breath. Now weight down to the front leg, lift the left, step it back. Same thing, plug in, hip bones forward. And again, probably start with a generous bend in the knees so the leg is not back too far. And we're gonna come down, push out of that front leg, come up. And you'll notice a difference if your legs are closer compared to too wide apart, okay? Or not too wide, but I just have my legs a little tiny bit closer than a usual really big wide lunge. Whew. So coming down and up, really pushing through that foot, remember. We want more of that pressing and work going on in the front foot. So really push out of the heel. Couple more times. Come off this back leg, come up. You can go into this warrior three, or you can just bring the leg up, have a little stretch, and come back and wiggle that out. I have to look down, sorry. Okay, so we're gonna come down into a low lunge, and this is where you may want a pillow or a blanket underneath your knee. So we're gonna come down into a low lunge, but what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna bring my knees down onto my blanket, and we'll probably bring the right foot forward first. Grab your blocks actually, just to have them there by your side. We're gonna come into this low lunge. So I'm just basically, knee is over the ankle, and I'm just moving my hips kind of forward. So I'm not dropping down like this. It's more of the moving the hips forward rather than dropping the pelvis down. Okay, so I have my blocks to help me get all supported here. And so we're gonna come up into this straight body. I'm feeling a small bit of stretch here, but not too much. Taking some breaths, and we're gonna go into that arm sequence. Now, if this is very uncomfortable for you, a chair, and maybe I'll do one in the chair. You can do a lunge in the chair as so, still getting that beautiful stretch here, and we'll come back into that arm sequence. So you can start with arms in prayer. Take a breath. Arms behind. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms down. Flip the palms. Inhale, open. Exhale, prayer. Inhale, back. Up. Cactus. Arms together. Open the hands and come into prayer. Arms back. Arms up. Inhale, exhale, arms down, cactus. Flip the palms, elbows into the side, open the arms, and come into prayer. Take a breath here. And now stay in this lunge, but we're not really in a lunge where this leg is coming back. We're just kind of sitting up straight, and the knee is underneath the hip here. I'm really still not letting the hip come out to the side. I'm really pushing it in. And then I'm just going to, you can use your block if you need a bit of support or the chair next to you. Extend the left arm up to the side, and we're going into this small side stretch. So stretching over towards the bent leg in the front. Inhale. And exhale. Bringing that foot back and changing. Like I said, you can do this in the chair. Now, it's going to be up to you whether you want to come into this full lunge or just stay vertical like this. You just choose your own adventure. I'm going to come into a small bit of lunge, feeling the stretch in the front of my right leg now. Coming into that arm sequence again. Begin with the hands in prayer. Big inhale. Exhale, arms behind. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms in cactus. Inhale, open the palms, open the hands. Back into prayer. Inhale. Exhale, arms behind. Inhale, arms up. Cactus. Arms to the side. Open the hands. Together in prayer. Last one really slow this time. Inhale. Exhale, arms behind. Inhale, arms up. Take an inhale before exhale, arms into cactus. Shoulder blades are together. Flip the palms, elbows into your sides. Open, hold. Breath. Exhale, close. And into prayer. A little side stretch, so just come back so that your body is vertical. And you can have your block here for your hand as we come over to the side. So I'm bringing the palm up towards the ceiling, reaching the arm up towards the sky, coming over into this beautiful side lunge. Side stretch. Inhale, whew. Exhale, down. Okay, so come back to your knees underneath you. I have my blocks in my hands this time. Take a breath here. And now we're going to reach the right foot forward. Come down this time, you can put some weight onto your blocks. And we're going to walk back so that we're in this kind of runner's lunge, okay? So when you come back, make sure, watch what happens to your hip. You want to keep that leg in line, okay? You want the hip coming out to the sides. Use your blocks for your support. Toes are coming up towards the ceiling. So I'm watching my hip from coming out. Toes are up towards the ceiling. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to rock forward so that we're in this kind of lunge and bring the blocks or your arms up and then come down and move back. Okay, so move back, up, you're coming into this lunge, arms up. You don't have to have the blocks in your hands. Come down and back. Do that a couple more times. And exhale back. Inhale up. And exhale back. There, do the other side. So starting by bringing the bum back, heel up toward, or the toes up towards the side, up towards the ceiling, making sure the hip don't come out to the side, just reaching back. So I'm kind of pushing my hip out towards the left. So because it will have a tendency to push out onto the right, toes up towards the ceiling. And then rock forward so the foot is flat, knees over the ankle, and then bring the arms up. Inhale, exhale. And then inhale. Exhale back. Inhale up. And exhale. Back. And one more. Inhale up. And exhale back to neutral. Lots of work. So we're going to come down onto our hands and knees. I think you can put the blocks to the side. So coming down on hands and knees, hands nice and wide, fingers nice and wide. That really nice support at shoulder, so that kind of wrapping, almost like an external rotation of the shoulders for the elbow pits come forward, pushing out of the mat, like pushing out, okay? So you're not pushing so the back rounds, you're just pushing and the shoulder blades are flat to your back, and coming into a couple of rhomboid push-ups. So just letting the shoulder blades come together and apart. Inhale down, exhale, push. Inhale down, exhale, push. Good work. Okay, left leg now out to the side. Foot can be flat on the floor, or it's best if you can get the foot like as close as you can to, not just like up on the side, just try to flatten it out towards the floor. And make sure that your knee is over your hip or under your hip, sorry. And it's not kind of coming out to the side. So the pelvis is pretty neutral here. And we're just moving back and forward here. So still have those shoulders engaged. So I have that external rotation going on, really strong in the shoulders, and I'm coming up and forward and back. Just a couple of times. Last one. And come together. Take a rest here if you need it, or come to the other side. So leg coming out to the other side. You can change the position of your arms if that makes it feel a little easier or more supportive for you. And again, watching that the hip stays over that knee. And just very gentle back and forward, back and forward. One more time. You can hold there for a second if you want, if it feels good. And come back. Bring that knee underneath you. And I'm going to go and do a couple of bird dogs. So there's a few options here. You can put the left foot out and then come in and move. So this could be where you begin by just moving from side to side and trying to keep everything pretty flat and neutral. So you're trying to do this with at least amount of wobbling around, okay? And you'll really feel the core engage here. Now, if you want, you can extend both. So you can extend the leg and extend the arm, and you can bring it forward. So bring the knee and the elbow towards each other without arching the back. So the back stays nice and neutral. And as you do a couple of bird dogs here, like I said, you choose your adventure. I'm doing one more here. And come down. Take a little rest. Let's bring our knees together and you can come into this sort of child's pose here. Taking a breath, stretching the arms in front of you. Take as long as you need here. Whenever you're ready, you come back up, but make sure you are ready. Come back to your breath. Nice, strong, stable shoulders. And now we'll go to the other side. So you can come right into this bird dog if you want and start right away there. Or like I said, continue one arm. And if you want, you can, if you're not doing the full bird dog, you can also just start moving your arms instead of your feet on this round. So you're bringing the knee in, but you're not rounding, okay? So there's a difference of bringing the knee in and rounding the body like this. It's not what we're doing today. We'll do one more here. Whew. And come back and take a rest. Whatever that is for you, you can come into child's pose. I like child's pose with knees really wide to the mats with feet coming together. Or you can do as I'm doing, and I'm coming to sit on my toes or my feet, so buckling or coming up onto the toes, bringing my feet together, and then coming back to sit on my heels and spreading my toes. I like this place of rest for me, but by all means, you can go into child's pose or whatever else is comfortable for you. Always coming back to the breath and trying to come back to that sense of ease in the body. So we were probably tensing in a bunch of places because we were doing some hard work there. So come back, remind yourself that your body can release all those places. We always want to begin in that place of ease. We don't want to start doing this work when we're already tense or tensing part of the body. So always try to come back to this place of softness in the body. So we're going to come into a downward dog, but if you're not ready for a downward dog, you can do other things. So I'm going to come into plank first, but I'll give you the other options. So we're going to be coming into plank first, and we're going to be moving into a downward dog. If you're not here, that's fine. Practice your downward dog by really pressing in through the hands, tucking the toes, and you can just lift the knees and kind of just move back. If you can't get your knees lifted, that's okay. Just that sense like that you are coming up, even if your knees don't come off the floor, you'll still do that thing where you're lifting the knees, even if they don't release from the floor. And you can do that and start moving the bum back. And that is like hard work. So don't think it's probably harder actually than doing this downward dog in a way, okay? So let's come into our plank or whatever it is. You just choose your option and then come into your downward dog. I still have that rounding opening of the shoulders going on. So I'm gonna pedal out the dog, relax the neck. And now what we're going to do, which is kind of different than what we've done before, is we're going to come back into that plank. So we're going to bring our body forward, but what we're going to do is we're going to start with the pelvis. So you're going to tuck your pelvis under and kind of like roll your back up until you're into plank, okay? So you may want to watch. I'm just going to tuck my pelvis and move up my back. And then tuck, and then come back into this downward dog. And then rolling, so tucking the pelvis on, rolling forward, okay? Just, if you can even just do one, that's fine. Don't think you have to do a million of these. So I'm just in my downward dog, and I'm going to tuck my pelvis under, roll the back up until I'm in this plank. Oh, you can hold in this plank. If you want, you can try to lift one leg in plank. Oof. I told you it would be a strong class, but you don't have to do every single thing I'm doing, okay? So lifting the legs, and come back down. Come into your resting pose, into child's pose. Bring the knees together, heels together. Or you can come back with me here. You may want to shake out the wrists. And come back to your breath. Okay, what is next? Okay, so we're going to come back into our knees again. Open your knees to about hip width distance apart. We're going to step now the right leg forward. So again, if you need any kind of support to just next to you in case you start to wobble. So your body is up vertical. What we're going to do now is the foot is going to move, so the knee stays where it is, but I'm going to move the foot towards the center of the body, okay? And so we're still in this like low lunge here now. Foot is moved over, so just wherever it ends up. So I'm just rotating it in towards my body. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move myself forward. So you'll notice that your hips are kind of now not forward, which is fine. And I'm just I'm moving my pelvis forward like this and back. So it can be very small movements, especially because this is very new for us. Or if it is, this is not normally how we would do this kind of lunge. So we're just really small movements. You see, I'm just moving probably 2-3 inches. And it could be different for you, but you're not forcing anything. And you're not having the hip out. Just make sure the hip is above the knee here. And just small movements forward and back. And then bring that leg back. Come back, take a nice breath. And now step the left foot forward. And then rotating from the knee, and the foot comes closer or to the other side, okay? So just rotating the foot. And now vertical body. And again, just like you're moving the pelvis forward. So it's not like I'm dropping down, okay? I'm just moving forward. That's why the movement is so small. Inhale, exhale, move forward. Inhale, come back. Exhale, move forward. Small, small, small movements. And come back, come to your knees. I'm bringing my knees together again. I like to bring my toes together and come back and sit on my heels, spread my toes, and take a little rest here. Okay, coming back onto our knees, we are going to move forward or front way so you can see. So again, so this time putting the weight into my left knee. The knees are about hip width distance apart. You can have your blocks stacked if you need any kind of support at all. And I'm gonna bring this other leg out to the side. So just like we did when we were on our knees, the leg is out to the side. We don't want the hip poking out like this. We don't want to be falling over, knee over the hip, okay? So I gotta remember what we're doing here. Okay, yes. So let's bring the arms out and we're gonna do this side stretch first. So bring the right arm down to the right leg and stretch, nice side stretch, feeling stretch between the bottom rib and the top of the hip. That's where you're really reaching out of. And come down, arms wide, and this time you're just going to move towards that leg that's outstretched. So basically, arms are out, and it's really, your obliques, your abdominal muscles really moving you. So I'm just reaching over towards the right and coming back, and reaching, and coming back. And keep up. I mean to say keep up, I just meant keep moving. Okay, so now what we're going to do, with the arms still outreach, I'm just pointing my fingers up towards the sky. And now I'm going to just come and lean back. So I'm going to fall, and maybe you want to have some blocks there if you're not comfortable coming all the way to the floor. And we're going to come to this reaching the leg out, the hip and the knee. I'm not coming over like this. That is staying neutral. I'm just lifting the leg, and you can have the arm up towards the side. And if you want, we can do some down and ups here. You don't have to hand up to the ceiling. You don't have to be using blocks. You can be down onto the floor with this. And I'm basically just moving my leg up and down. Really thinking about the outside of the leg here. Woo. And down. Come back, take a rest before we move over to the other side. I kind of like this stacking of the blocks. I'm going to bring them down a little lower this time and see how that feels. Okay, so legs about hip width distance apart, and then spread this leg out to the side. My foot is forward, it's down on the floor, but you just do your best wherever you are. Bringing the arms out nice and wide. I got the palms facing up towards the ceiling. Just gonna reach the arms back and forward and back. And now we're gonna do this lovely side stretch again. So left hand comes down to the left leg, right arm comes up towards the ceiling, stretching that space between the bottom rib and the hip bone. Reach, take a nice big breath. And come back down. Arms now out to the side, palms down towards the ceiling, and we're just reaching to the left. I mean, I guess you could reach to the right too, but reach to the left. Really think about your abdominal muscles here, moving you from side to side. Notice perhaps one side feels a little different from the other. A couple more times. Okay, we're gonna come down now. So we're just kind of dropping down to the right side. Ooh. Oh, I'm really feeling a difference on this side. So arm can be up in the air, arm can be anywhere it feels comfortable. And now that my leg is up, you can just stay here for a couple of breaths, or you can move the leg up and down here. Really thinking about the outside of your hip here, pushing up through there. And I'm very lightly on this. So I'm not really like just hanging out onto my blocks. I'm very lightly holding on to the blocks here. Oh, okay. Come back down. Whew. And we're gonna finally come all the way down onto our backs. Again, have something underneath your head if you need it. I don't think we need the blocks. You put them aside. And then come down onto our backs. So gently come down. Take a rest. Take a couple moments to come back to that softness in the body, that place of ease, I like to call it. Relax everything here. Relax the jaw. Okay, we're gonna come into a little bridge. So have your feet wherever they are comfortable. Just make sure that they're lined up. I like to bring the feet together and then just open them, okay, with distance apart. And remember when we do a little bridge, and I'm saying little because I'm not expecting you to come all the way up as far as you can. I want you to find your ribs and your hip bones, and I want you to think about bringing those up together, okay, when you come into this lunge. And it helps some people really like, and it's an option to have a block between your legs and push into the block. They just find that it just helps with keeping everything even and not like wobbling around and stuff. And other people like wrapping something around their legs, like a strap, and pushing out. I like the block pressing in, and I also like this feeling like I'm bringing my heels in towards my bum and coming up and keeping the ribs and the pelvis together. So you're just gonna hold, and it's really up to you. You can hold, or you could be coming up and down. I'm just gonna hold here for a sec. Making sure my ribs are touching the floor. When I come down and drop these two together, the hips and the pelvis, I have a natural arch in my back. So we're not flattening that out. And when we come up, we're maintaining that. So we're not pushing up so that the back flattens, okay? So we're pushing it up, maintaining that arch in the back, just coming up with the ribs and the hips coming up together. And come down. And come up again. It might be really helpful here to have the block between your legs. You can give it a try, because what we're going to do is we're up and we're going to come up and try to come up on one tippy toe and then the other. And you're trying to do this without much rocking, okay? So you're just putting the foot down, coming up on one toe, coming up on the other, going back and forth. Move with your breath, relax your face, relax around the shoulders. You're probably starting to tense up everywhere because of this, but you really want to focus all of that energy into the legs. So try to relax everywhere else and just send that energy to the legs so that you're being very mindful, coming up onto the tippy toes on the metatarsals of the foot, foot nice and evenly straight, very conscious movement here. If you want, you can try coming up on both toes and come down. So you notice I'm not in this full lunge where I'm really up. I mean, you can come up as high as you want, but I'm like having this lower, not lunge, sorry, lower bridge, little bridge. Take a rest. So bringing the ribs and the pelvis down together. Take a moment. Relax. Relax the legs. And whenever you're ready, we're going to come up again. So pushing the feet towards the bum or having the block between your legs. Probably really great when you're doing these raises. I'm going to try it this time, bringing legs up, and then I'm going to come up onto the heel. So I'm just coming up onto one heel and up on the other heel. Noticing the difference, noticing where you feel different. When you're coming up on your toes, you feel more on the calves, the back of the legs. And when you're coming up on your heels, feeling it more around the glutes and the back of the upper legs. Relax everywhere else. Remember, we might tend to clench our teeth, clench around the face, in the shoulders. And if you want, you can start raising both toes up and down. I really like having this block here actually, because I'm pushing in towards the block, so making it very much more active. And hold with the toes pointing up towards the ceiling. I'm squeezing the block at the same time. I'm feeling lots of work around, even around the hips. And again, coming down, ribs and pelvis coming down together. Take the block away. You can stretch the legs out. Bring the feet together. Do this little, I like to just move my toes back and forth and do this whole getting your body to like go moving forward and back. I just love how this feels. I'm going to open my legs and just give them a little rock side to side. I'm really initiating this, so it's not like an internal external rotation as much as it is I'm just moving, waving my feet from side to side. And just come back to this beautiful breath. We're getting close to the end now. That was a lot of work. You can get so much work. I actually feel like I get more from this kind of work than I do a flat out, like hardcore, hour-long, like burn kind of thing. Because I don't know, I just feel much stronger after this. I feel like I'm really getting the strength into those smaller places so that I can build strength on top of that. Okay, so let's just go into our beautiful figure four. So again, my ribs are touching. Sometimes for me, I have to tuck the pelvis under a little tiny bit because I have a tendency to really arch my back. So, and then I'm making sure that I have this natural arch in my lower back, and I'm lifting one leg, and we'll do this internal external rotation before we come into our figure four. So when I'm externally rotated, dropping the heel down, you may want to move that foot out. So if you, as soon as you bring the heel down, if your back flattens, it means move that heel out from you, or that bottom leg, and start there, and then slowly bring that foot in until your back is able to stay in this neutral position. If it's available to you, you can lift that whole leg off the floor. And some days I'm way more tight than other days. Like today, I feel quite tight. And I'm even rocking a little bit. Choose your own adventure. So like coming down, and some people really like to come all the way and twist all the way down. That's not, my back doesn't like that very much, but I always like to give the option because some people really love that kind of twist. And down, we're gonna go to the other leg. Oh, you can stretch it up. And then bending at the knee, internal and external rotation here in the hip. And then drop the ankle to the thigh. Push that leg out. So just pushing it out, even doing that a couple times, pushing the leg out and in is quite nice. I want you to start relaxing though. So bring that leg up. You can hold on if you want to the leg or underneath. I like it to be active, so I'm not just like resting into this. And then releasing the feet to the floor. I like to open the feet wide and let the knees kind of collapse in towards one another. I'm just resting here. And then we'll get right into our Shavasana. So go and get your blanket or your pillow or whatever it is that you need. By all means, you don't have to lay down for a Shavasana. Some people like to sit up. It's up to you. Or I shouldn't say, Shavasana is laying down, but some people like to end their class sitting up, and that's entirely up to you, especially since it's morning. You probably don't want to go to sleep. Okay, so get comfy. Choose your hand position, either arms open, palms up towards the sky, or I like sometimes having two hands on the heart, or hand on the heart and one on the belly. And I really like that sense of touch. So the hand on the heart and hand on the belly. And I find it just easily or helps you to connect to the body and your body, and to give yourself some love with this touch. And also that you can connect to the breath and feel the belly and the chest moving with the breath. Just focusing on being here, where you are, your surroundings, the smells, the sounds. It's really settling in to wherever it is you are right now, in your home. Really getting a sense of your own body and where you are in space. And giving some appreciation to yourself and to this body for being here and for being able to do all the things. There's no judgment, just acceptance where you are in this day. Really reminding your body to relax now, to let go all the tension and to soften in all areas around the jaw, space between the teeth, tongue removed from the roof of your mouth, jaw, cheeks. Relax around the temples, between the eyes and the forehead, feeling even the scalp relax. Moving down the back of the neck, front of the throat, into the shoulders, and letting the arms relax. Wherever they are, just let them go. Let them soften. From the shoulders, down your arms, into the wrists and hands and fingers. Moving from the back of the neck all the way down the spine. allowing all that musculature in your back body release or soften. The front of your chest softening, opening. The belly relax. Softening a little more with every exhale. Visualizing your pelvis, your hips, all the musculature around our hips and our legs. The legs heavy into the earth. Inviting that softness down the legs, into the ankles and the feet and the toes. Now reminding the whole body as a whole to keep softening with every breath. And really ignoring your thoughts right now. And just giving your body this 2, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes to just know this place. To know that your body is able to completely surrender and to be comfortable in this place of softness. Especially during this busy time of year. So important to take some time to come back to the moment, to your own self. Sending love and kindness and hope to the world during these very difficult times and around the holidays. And I wish you all the same love and hope and peace for your week, for your holiday. I invite you to stay as long as you need. Be grateful to yourself for coming today, coming every day.